All right, everybody, this is Jonathan Marcotte. And if you are a business owner, I have some information today that will hopefully be helpful. So let's jump right into it. Again, that's Jonathan Marcotte. I'm a certified public accountant with True North Accounting and Tax. We're based out of Sarasota County. We have clients all around the state of Florida, though, not just in Sarasota County. And we're partnered with Higginson Tax and Accounting, who are based out of Lee County down in Fort Myers. So today I want to talk to you about the top 3 reasons that you need a quality bookkeeper. Reason number 1, inflation. Everybody's talking about it. Nobody likes it, especially as a business owner. The last thing you want to do is increase your prices or have less profit. So really, people are not knowing how to manage this problem. Well, one thing that's key in managing the problem is having quality financial records. In order to have quality financial records, you need a quality bookkeeper. Can't have a bookkeeper who's just simply reconciling your bank statement and putting all your expenses into a general category. Expenses need to be classified into specific categories such as cost of goods sold, selling expenses, general administrative expenses, all that good stuff. And if you don't have those records, then an analyst can't come behind the bookkeeper and provide the owner or managers with any meaningful information. That quality data and analytics make tough decisions easier. They're never easy, but at least with that information, they can be easier. Unfortunately, in the absence of quality analytics, tough decisions often just don't get made at all, which is not a good thing. Reason number 2, quarterly estimated tax payments. Common misconception, we hear it all the time, is that people think taxes are due on April 15th. Now, if you really think about this, you probably already knew that wasn't the case. If you ever were a W-2 employee, which I'm sure you were at some point, you had taxes withheld from your paycheck throughout the year, right? Well, nothing changes really when you become self-employed. The burden just shifts over to you to withhold the taxes. So you still have to pay your taxes throughout the year. It's just that now you're the employer and you're the employee. And often self-employed people don't pay themselves a paycheck. So there is no paycheck to withhold taxes from. And even for the self-employed people who do pay themselves a paycheck, they often make profit above and beyond that paycheck. So they're still not covering enough income tax with the paycheck withholdings. So you really have to know how much profit you made for the quarter and how much more tax you may or may not owe for the quarter. And this helps you avoid 2 things. It helps you avoid paying penalties and interest at the end of the year, which can really hurt. It also helps you from getting a huge tax bill at the end of the year or even a huge refund. You don't want to overpay significantly, and you definitely don't want to underpay significantly and have a really enormous bill at the end of the year that just surprises you. And quality bookkeeping comes into play because simple bookkeeping that just only reconciles your bank account and does just simple classification of revenue and expenses is not going to get the job done, because we're looking for taxable income. Taxable income includes items like depreciation. Depreciation is not going to be anywhere in your bank statement. So if all your bookkeeper is doing is using your bank statement to do your books, it's not going to include things like depreciation, and you're going to have the wrong bottom line profit to use for estimating your taxes. So again, really important here if you want to get an accurate number to have a quality bookkeeper who knows what your goals are and knows that you intend to use these books to estimate your income and pay quarterly taxes. Reason number 3, more accurate tax returns. One of the best ways to overpay or underpay in your taxes is to show up at the end of the year with your CPA, having not talked to them the entire year, and just hand them over a shoebox full of receipts and say, hey, let me know what I owe you. This is the busiest time of year for them. They are already stressed enough, they're already working crazy amount of hours, and they don't need an extra job to clean up your mess. So it's just not a good practice. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, hardly. So do you think that when your CPA comes to you to ask you questions about what you purchased a year ago or 9 months ago, do you think you're going to remember what you bought and why you bought it? Probably not. So the best bet is to keep up with your records throughout the year. That way you know what you bought, why you bought it, and you can justify the expense. Because remember, for a business expense to be deductible, it has to be something that's business in nature, and it has to be necessary for your business. So if you don't know what you bought, then your CPA might tell you it's not deductible if it's questionable in nature. Another way to decrease the chances of having an inaccurate tax return is to have the same firm that is doing your tax preparation also do your books. The worst thing you can do, or one of the worst things you can do, is have one firm do your bookkeeping, another company do your payroll, another company be your tax prep, your CPA guy. That is a disaster. There's going to be communication errors. It's going to be very inefficient. You're also missing out on the opportunity of potentially tax planning. If your bookkeeper's doing your books, they're the ones living and breathing your business on a weekly, monthly basis, and they're in the best position to give you tax advice, but they probably don't have the knowledge or skill set. Whereas if the firm you're using for bookkeeping is also your tax accountant, they're going to proactively come to you and say, hey, have you thought about doing X, Y, Z? It might save you in taxes. So again, the best bet for you is to keep your books throughout the year, do it with a quality bookkeeper, and combine all that service into one firm if possible. So that's it for me, guys. Hope everyone learned something, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We're glad to answer them. Until next time. Bye, guys.